these are 10 signs you're addicted to VR. And the last sign is the worst sign ever. Like, you cannot quit VR, you're done. All right, the first sign is breaking something. And when I say breaking something, I don't mean just your controller. I mean everything but your controller. I'm talking about the wall that was too close to you the whole time, the monitor that was right next to you that you completely forgot about, TV that's hung up on your wall. Even worse, your own hand would be broken. And you just don't notice it because you're in such a small space and you're too consumed by VR that you forget about the outside world. And a broken controller is honestly the last of your worries when it comes to being addicted to VR. Next, we have withdrawals. Now, what do I mean by withdrawals? Sometimes you have to take a family vacation, or sometimes, most of the time, you got to go to school, or you just have to be away from VR for a while for whatever reason. And that's when it hits. It's been so long without VR that you feel like you have this urge to play. You need to play. You have an itch that needs to be scratched. And that's when the withdrawal effects start to kick in. You start missing playing VR. You start imagining playing VR. You can't even sit still because you can't even help yourself. You miss it too much. You start scratching everywhere. It's to the point where you put your phone up to your eyes, pretend like you're playing VR. Next, we have skipping food. Now, I know this one is crazy and I wouldn't do this myself, but let's say you're playing VR and it's around lunchtime. Your parents make you some food and you come to eat at the dinner table. But the problem is that you're too engrossed into VR to even stop playing to eat lunch. Like, I understand you can't pause games, right? I've told my parents this a million times. You can't pause online games, but you finish the game and then you start another game when there's a whole meal waiting for you. That's how you know you are completely addicted to VR. This one is crazy and it's something I never plan on doing and I never will. But it's watching an entire movie in VR. And you're probably wondering why I won't do this. I want to talk about it later. But you use VR so much that you started to use it as a primary media device. You watch YouTube, TikTok, but most importantly, movies. Now, these movies could be an hour long, 2 hour long, but the reason I said I will never do this is because when I put on that headset, bro, after an hour and a half, bro, I'm done. I want that thing off my head. It's too uncomfortable to be doing all that, watching a whole movie in VR. I don't know how. The headset will forever, for the rest of my life, be uncomfortable to me. The people who are addicted, you can see them have like a whole VR outline on their face when they go outside. That's how much they use the headset. You know, honestly, I love these type of people because they know how to put good use on a device. Like, they use the mess out of their headset. There are a lot of people who buy the headset and just leave it somewhere. So props to you if you use your headset for real, for like everything. Next, playing VR every day can be tiring, but if you're somebody who's dedicated to the craft, you know that the Quest headset by itself, raw, out the box, is not enough. It's missing things that can add to the experience. So what do? You grab a bunch of coins and then you get to Amazon. You start shopping, you start looking for all types of head straps. Like, you've got the Halo design, you've got this design, the Elite strap, and then a regular strap, and then you've got a head strap with a battery pack laid onto it. For your addiction to thrive, you need more. So then you buy hand straps for the controllers because the controllers can fly off. The straps that already come with the controller is not enough. So you get that, you buy that, boom, bada boom. Next, we have playing every free game. Now, VR can be addicting, so you gotta play games to fix that. But the problem is a lot of the Quest games and VR games, for the most part, are too expensive. Like, so what do? You start scrolling. You start scrolling on the store, App Lab, side quests. And you try to find as many free games as possible, okay? You'll find a random Gorilla Soccer game. The same game that I've actually been talking about for years at this point. I think it deserves a break, but you find a Spider-Man game. You find a basketball game. You literally find all the games that are free, population one. You try to think back to the times when Echo VR was still a thing. At that Elite game, you try to think back to the times where Pavlov was free. You find the most high quality and underrated free games where you're literally thinking like, how come nobody knows about these? But then you also find the worst made Quest games possible. All right, we're getting close to the last horrible sign of addiction. But before we get there, we have this one. You have friends in real life, but you also have friends in VR. But at what point does it become a sign of addiction? It's when you have way more friends in VR than you do in real life, okay? If you spend your time going outside rather than playing VR, you're gonna obviously have more friends in real life. But if you're addicted to VR, and I'm talking about playing this game all day, every day, then that means you're going to be building up an entire friend list. It's like 3 pages long with all people that you just met online. And for some reason, you know your VR friends better than you know your real life friends, which is, I think, is crazy. All right, before we continue, I want to give a bonus sign that you're addicted. It's playing for at least 40 hours a week. Now, why do I say 40 hours? 40 hours is the work week on average. For a 9 to 5, you work 9 to 5, you work 40 hours a week. That's a work week. You're putting in a whole work week shift onto VR. I think that's crazy work. But at the end of the day, hey man, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. You play VR so much that you now have a VR headset collection. You start off with the Quest 1, you liked it, OLED display, yada yada. Then you got the Quest 2, downgraded it, but whatever. Quest 2 was elite, it popped off, the metaverse, all that. Then you upgraded to the Quest 3 with the pass through, the increased performance, you know, Asgard Asgard's Wrath. Next, you bought the Quest 3S and the Quest 3S Xbox Edition, which by the way, I think looks absolutely amazing. But this isn't enough for you. You're so addicted to VR, you got to try everything else. The big screen VR? What is it? That giant small headset. Why did I say that? You decide to buy the Pico headset, Valve Index, HTC Vive, even the Google Cardboard. You're trying to figure out which way is the best way of playing VR. And next, you've been playing VR for so long, specifically on the Quest, and you're so addicted, you're thinking you need more. So that's when you make the ultimate switch. The switch that lots of Quest players can't do, and that is switching to PC VR. This only makes you more addicted to VR because I'm telling you, once you make that switch to PC VR and you find that one game that keeps you locked in, you'll be playing forever. You'll be playing more than that 40-hour work week I was talking about. You'll be playing 100 hours a week. I started playing Blade and Sorcery on PC VR, and let me tell you, that is one of my favorite VR games of all time. The reason why is because you can do so much in that game. The amount of mods you can download, you can get Naruto weapons from Demon Slayer, you can find a boss. The possibilities are endless. And this isn't just for Blade and Sorcery, but this is for a whole lot of games on PC VR. Like, the possibilities are endless, and all it does is make you even more addicted to VR than you already are. And you're just gonna be done. All right, now the final sign you're addicted to VR, and you're so addicted that you have to find methods of playing more games. Now, what do I mean? You have to, when you're addicted to something, you need more of that thing. And you need more games, obviously, because you're addicted to games. But this sign that you're addicted is finding the C's. Now, what do I mean by this? You want to play every game that there is, but the problem is games are way too expensive and you don't got the cash, and the free games are kind of bunned. So this is when you start scouring the 7 C's. This is when you find the games you've always wanted to play, and now you have the games for free, and you just sit there and you just play them all day, every day. And this adds to your VR game collection and your addiction. By this point, if you don't know what it means to scour the 7 C's, to set, ship, and sail, to look for the One Piece, you're not hip like that. I'm sorry, this is not meant for you. You're not addicted. Look, if you've gotten to this point and you haven't done this, you haven't scoured the seas, you're not addicted. I'm sorry, and that's just fact. Look, if you guys enjoyed the video, I'll see you next time. Peace.